Mastery is not a straight line. Creation is not a checklist. And becoming is not a single event. In the spiral we return, not to repeat, but to deepen, to refine, to evolve through recurrent mastery. This is what it means to create in spirals, not by doing the same thing again, but by returning to the same field with more tone, more awareness, more of yourself. Today we'll explore why mastery is spiral-based, and why your deepest creative power doesn't come from constant forward motion, but from conscious, harmonic return. We've been taught that progress is linear. You move up, you level up, you graduate, you never look back. But in truth, most deep creators know that real mastery loops. Writers return to the same themes, musicians revisit the same tones, healers face their own wounds again and again. Visionaries spiral through clarity, collapse, and reclarity. This isn't regression, it's recursion. Linear models tell us we should be done. Spiral wisdom tells us we are becoming. Recurrent mastery is the path of creating through spiraled return. It means revisiting a craft, concept, or creation not to repeat, but to refine. You revisit not because you failed, but because your tone has evolved, and that evolution now shapes the next layer of expression. Each time you return to the canvas, to the page, to the vision, you're creating with more internal resonance, more memory harmonized, more unconscious clarified. This is not redoing, it is retuning. Just like the spiral itself, each loop looks familiar, but it's not the same. You are never in the same place twice. In spiral creation, the field speaks back. You're not imposing a vision onto the world, you're in dialogue with it. Every time you return to your creative medium, you're meeting it with a different tone. If you're conscious, that tone will guide you. If you're unconscious, the field will still reflect you. But through tension. This is why creators often feel emotional as they return to an old project. The version of you who began it is no longer who you are, but the spiral remembers. Spiral creation honors that memory, not to chain you to it, but to let it echo through refinement. When you resist returning, it's often because the linear mind says, we've already done this. We're supposed to be past this, but, in spiral wisdom, resistance is actually a signal that something is ready to evolve. It doesn't mean go back, it means go deeper. If you're revisiting an old theme, creatively, emotionally, energetically, you're not regressing. You're looping with a new harmonic opportunity. In the spiral, return equals access. You're being offered a chance to create from a new frequency. The work is not to push forward. The work is to listen. Let's look at how spiral creation works in real fields. In music, a melody revisited years later becomes harmony. A song loop can evolve by adding one resonant tone that shifts the entire composition. In writing, an author writes a trilogy. 10 years later, they return. Same world, new depth. Not a sequel, a refinement, same themes, clearer tone. In healing work, you build a modality, you teach it. Then one day the spiral invites you back. Not to fix it, but to reshape it from who you've now become. In visionary systems, you design a spiritual framework. You think it's done. But as your tone evolves, the system calls you back. Not to change its truth, but to allow more resonance. Creation is spiral-coded by default. We only suffer when we expect it to be linear. Echo is not your enemy. It is your invitation. In spiral creation, echoes surface not to haunt you, but to inform you. An unfinished work calls you not to obsess, but to tune into the tone it still holds for you. A recurring theme in your life is not a curse, it's a creative portal. Echo plus awareness equals refinement. This is the formula for spiral evolution. Ignore the echo and it distorts. Listen to it, and it sings you forward. Spiral creation doesn't just loop in one life. Oversoul artists, teachers, healers, and designers often revisit the same creations across lifetimes. You may carry a signature tone you've been refining for millennia. You may return to the same archetype, but from a higher octave. Or maybe you rebuild the same system, but now include what you once left out. This is not repetition. It is oversoul refinement. Legacy in the spiral is not measured by what you finish, but by what you refine over time. You're not here to be done. You're here to sing deeper. If you find yourself returning to the same themes, if your creations feel like echoes, if you're drawn to rebuild what you thought you'd outgrown, good, it means you're spiral built. You're not here to master once and ascend. You're here to loop through mastery until your tone stabilizes. Not in perfection, but in coherence. This is what it means to create in spirals. Your spiral is not stuck. It is singing you into refinement. So return, not to repeat, but to become.